Hello everyone, this is Amazing Travel. Today's video will be watching a horror movie where my favorite K-pop idols are acting in it. It's a concept and I'm really proud of it. I just found the idea of this video really funny and entertaining, so that's why I'm making it. All of the idols that I have chosen are here because I really like them and I know a little bit about them. I couldn't put every idols in this video, I had to make choices, so yeah. Although all of the idols are just playing a role in a horror movie. No one is actually going to die. I'm not killing anyone. They're here because they're talented and they want to have fun. They will act as themselves. So yeah, I know people won't probably like the outcome of this movie where almost everyone dies. I understand that, but I'm so sorry. It's not personal if they die. It's just meant to happen this way. Everything that happens was just very obvious to me. So yeah, let's watch this horror movie together. It's Iris' birthday. She decides to celebrate it in a manner because she's rich and loves her friends. We love that for her. So she rented this place and invited everyone to come in for the night and have fun. Except things aren't going to happen the way everyone thought they would. And strange things will occur all night long. There is one killer with them. It's not one of the idols, but it's someone you probably know very well. But you have to watch till the end to find out who the killer is. So all of the idols arrived at the manor in the limos, and they chat a little bit before entering the manor. When I asked myself who would die first in a horror movie among all of those people, the answer was very obvious to me. There was only one possible answer, and yeah, Jimin. I'm so sorry, but it couldn't be anyone else than Jimin. It's really unfortunate for him, but there's no way he wouldn't be the first one to die. No way. It's just so Jimin. I really love him, but yeah, he has to die. He just has to die. So let's see how everyone's night is going to turn out. All of our idols enter the manor. Jimin included. It's not dead yet. Don't worry, it's not dead yet. And you see, it's a very beautiful manor. So everyone's dying to discover the place and all the beautiful rooms it has. So they all start wandering around in the manor, laughing, telling little jokes, except for Jimin. Jimin was really excited about this night, but it was a little bit stressed. So he just decided to take some fresh hair because he loves fresh hair. Who doesn't? Unfortunately for all of our friends here, there was a killer that followed them and was waiting for this night to kill them all. Jimin was just the first one, out of pure bad luck, actually, to fall on the killer's trap. He was wandering around in the garden looking for some beautiful roses when he was shot in the end by a flying garden gnome thrown by the killer. Yeah. It was meant to be this way. Sadly, Jimin died. First, his character. His character in the movie is not dead, isn't it? Now, inside the manor, Itzy is in the attic. Don't ask me why, they just were there. It was very obvious to me they had to be in the attic. And they were rehearsing their best song and choreography, Wannabe. In the attic. Makes perfect sense. And all of the ghosts in the house, because there are ghosts in this house. It's a matter, what do you expect to find there? So the ghosts would watch Itzy's performance of Wannabe in the attic, but the girls didn't realize that. They were just too into the performance there. They didn't notice that there were ghosts around them. But at the end of the performance, there was notice that there were ghosts around. And boom! The ghosts wanted to applaud them, but they just scared the shit out of them and they died. Itzy died. But as heroes, so it's okay. They died, but it's okay. I feel like they would die early in the movie because they don't have the experience yet to completely be able to survive in such an environment. So yeah, they died. Itzy, no more. But before dying, the girls screamed out of fear and everyone in the house heard them. So everyone came and ran into the attic and there they found Itzy on the floor. But Itzy weren't the only one lying on the floor. A guitar was there too, and you know what that means. At the moment Rosé looked at that guitar, she knew She just knew it was her destiny. She had to take it and she had to make music because that's what she was born to do. So everyone's still trying to figure out what happened to Hitzy, why are they dead, how did that happen? But Rose just out of nowhere took the guitar and runs towards the music room of the manor, and Lisa tries to follow her, but J-Hope and Jane talked her out of it. And they tell Lisa that they'll watch after Rose for her because Lisa is a better detective than they are, so she'll be more useful here, resolve the murders than they would. So our three beloved characters would run towards the music room, but Rose was acting really weird, as if she was possessed by a spirit that might have been captured and sealed into the guitar. I don't know, it just makes sense. It just makes so much sense. Much to think about here. But while playing her new solo, coming soon, the spirit was taking full advantage of her body and suddenly tries to kill the two men, J-Hope and Jin, with the guitar. So Rose would kind of kill them, but not really because it was the spirit in her body that did kill them, so it's fine. She's not a murderer, but she did kind of kill them, so yeah. But after killing them with the guitar, the spirit would leave her body, and then Rose would realize what she just did, so she would jump out of the window and die. It makes sense, don't worry. Because it was too big of a burden for her to carry, so she became mad and she just jumped out of the window. It happens to a lot of people, don't worry, they're fine. So yeah, Rose kinda died because of her guitar. That's such a well-written character. That's just, yeah, so good. While the rest of the guests were still looking for clues in the attic, V. Taeyong, followed by his friend Jackson and his secret mentor Sai, left the room to go search for the other three, Rose, J-Hope, and Jin. And that's when they would find their bodies. They will all scream and cry, but unfortunately that's when the killer would take advantage of them. The killer actually only killed Jimin at that point, and then he had placed several traps in the manor. So after discovering the bodies, he would run and try to hide, but Taeyong tried to reason his friends because he wanted to understand what happened first, but they were too scared and they just ran, so Taeyong was left all alone in the music room, and by pure bad luck, it would fall into one of the killer's trap because of his too long for him pants, which also makes sense. There, the killer, out of nowhere, would jump out of a small door and kill Taeyong with a toothbrush. After hearing the screams of their beloved friends, Jackson and Sai would go back to the music room, but before arriving there, the killer, again, had spread marbles all over the first floor of the entrance hall, and Jackson and Sai would tragically fall down the stairs after walking on the marbles. So they also died, which is sad. All of the other idols, still in the attic, would run towards the scream they heard and discovered that 6 of their friends had just died. So they were really sad, as anyone would be, but the shock was so immense that all of them kinda lost it. All of them, except for one person. Detective Jisoo. She started by collecting the clues in the music room and the entrance hall, and it took her a brief second to understand everything that just happened. Because she's Jisoo, she's just smart, that's what she does. So she would explain to her friends here that are still alive what happened, and tell them that if they wanted to survive the night, they would need to stick together. But also, because she's Jisoo and she's just so funny, she decided that it was time to move on and go dance the night away all together, as best friends always do. So all of our little friends would go towards the ballroom and have a drink, a little cigarette, and some of them were dancing, having fun, enjoying life, whatever. And there, Chongha, Sami, and Lisa would decide it was time for a dance battle on the dance floor. Because what else do you do when there's a killer on the loose? I mean, people are dying and they nicely volunteer to lighten up the atmosphere of the room, which is really nice of them. So congrats, girl. Thank you for your service. Time went by and suddenly the chandelier would fall on their bodies. How? Why? Probably wondering. Well, the killer. The fucking killer. But this time, disguised as a giant mouth for no specific reason, was climbing on the ceiling and started unscrewing the chandelier to kill the girls. And he succeeded. He killed Chongha, Sunmi, and Lisa. Now it was panic time. All of the idols ran out of the ballroom and would try to hide inside the manor. And no, there was not any internet connection, there were no network, and they were left to themselves due to storyline purposes. Jenny and Jungkook were running towards the youth living room. Jenny took off her heels, and she was ready to fight. She was ready to end the killer's life because that's what Jenny does. So was Jungkook actually. He also wanted to kill her, very, very good for him. So they started running everywhere looking to end the killer's life. However, Rose's ex-ghosts, the one who possessed her earlier, was still running around looking for something dumb to do, as all of us are, and he was following them, Jenny and Jungkook, RM and Wassa, would first hide in the VR room and gather their thoughts on this very exciting evening that they've been having. But actually, they've been developing a plan to kill the killer. Ever since Itzy's murder, they've been gathering clues, so they moved to the garage to find weapons. Their whole plan was set up. They knew exactly how they would kill the killer, except the killer was ahead of them. He just knew that RM and Wessa would figure out everything. So, he's been following them the second they left the breakout room. He saw them leave, and he was following them. And when they entered the garage, he locked them up. Jisoo, on her side, has also been investigating the case since the beginning. She found a lot of clues and was pretty sure she knew who the killer was. Whereas IU was always there looking after everyone, and even after the victims, after they died, which is so sweet, so adorable. She's the best. She's IU after all. The best of us. She was the most touched by the death out of everyone because it all happened because of her actually. So she became really angry and eager to kill the killer. So she joined Jisoo while Suga was also looking for clues but on his own. Very successfully, and he also knew who the killer was. Do you know who the killer is? So they happened to work together, and they were searching for the other idols, but right there! He was right there! The killer! Right next to the garage door, trying to find a way to spread a very dangerous gas into the garage to kill RM and Wassa. And so out of nowhere, Jisoo ran and took a sword out of a tiny bag and pierced the heart of the killer. The killer was dead. Suga, IU, and Jisoo then left RM and Wassa out of the garage, and they ran to find Jenny and Jungkook, and weirdly, they were waiting in the entrance hall for something to happen. I don't know what, but that was weird, whatever. So all of them just ran out of the manor and found Jimin's body lying there near the roses. So they cried, right, running, and they got back to the limos as transformed as anyone would have been after having lived such a frightening night. Then they made a song about it, and that's the end of the story. Oh, and Jenny and Jungkook were actually possessed by some evil ghosts, so that's sad. But they're not dead, so that's a very beautiful story. My initial thought was to kill everyone except one of them, which was for me again very obvious. And there was only one person who could survive such a dangerous night, and it was Jisoo. That's the most obvious thing ever. Jisoo would never die. She would never die. Jisoo wouldn't die. She's just so Jisoo. Whatever. But as I was writing this story down, I started getting sad about killing all those characters off. So I decided that more than one of them could survive. But in the end, they all survived because of Jisoo. Because Jisoo killed the killer. So she's just too powerful. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. I cannot fight Jisoo's power. So that was the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share whatever you want to do with it. Good night.